Okay, this is a video about 15 minutes, and it is I'm going to show you a lot of stuff using Raymarine side scanning function for the most part in this video to show you how amazing this side scanning technology is, and it just saves so much time. And first off, this is an iPhone screen you're looking at, and by swiping from the bottom to the top of your iPhone screen, starting from the escape or the home button at the bottom of your iPhone, and you use two fingers and you try to swipe it upwards, and it will bring this screen up onto your iPhone. And the reason I want to do that is I want to bring up this screen recording after I log into the Raymarine Axiom 9 inches multifunction display fish finder, so that I can record whatever is mirrored onto my iPhone from the Axiom 9-inch fish finder, Wi-Fi enabled fish finder or multifunction display. Anyway, so here we go. So as soon as I see that mirror onto my iPhone, and then well, of course I got to go into settings, and anyway, go to my other video that show you how to record Raymarine fish sonar. Anyway, so here we go. So this free recording screen recorder is actually an iPhone iOS operating system 11. Here we go, and I'm logging into the Raymarine using Ray Control. Sorry, it's upside down, so I'm gonna flip this thing 180 degrees so that it's in the correct orientation. So bear with me for a second as I flip. There we go. So I did all this when I was on the water in my kayak, my native Slater Propel 10 kayak. And as you can see, I started at 1:46 p.m. and my speed over ground is 1.5 mile per hour, and the water temperature is 42 degrees. The depth is 11.8. I'm using Ray Remote Control application. It's a free app developed by Raymarine. And I'm looking at the fish, the water depth is 12 feet. So this is 12 feet. Oh, here we go. Skipper. Anyway, so this is the 13 feet. The black part is the water depth, and beyond that is on the side, each side of my boat. And now I just changed to 3D view, and the red dots are all the fish. I'm at a 14 feet deep of water. Water temperature 42. Speed over ground is 1.15. Just 3D view, and I'm starting to see a lot of fish. Local time is 1 hour 1:47 p.m. And what I didn't do was this is like when I first got to the lake and I started to run the fish finder. So I immediately jump into the 3D view because I'm dying to use this thing. And then eventually, oh, here is the traditional sonar. I decided I didn't see much action, so I changed it to traditional sonar, and there is the hard button. As you can see here, the water depth is 16 feet, water temperature is 42, speed over ground is 0.2 because I'm fussing around with this new toy. And as I got to the end of the trip, around 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I changed to have two charts side by side. On the left hand side is the map and the chart, and on the right hand side is the 3D sonar. And when I got there, I first want to explore the traditional sonar, the down vision sonar, just to test it out to see how good they are in this Axiom 3D fish finder. Now I'm looking at you're looking at a down vision, 12 feet deep, as you can see. Water column 5 and 10. Depth is 12, 11. Water temperature 42. Speed over ground is 0.4, and now it's 1:48 p.m. And you can click plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out, and what else can I tell you? So this is the bottom. It's sloping upwards a little bit, 11 feet. I don't know where I am. I'm just drifting, playing around the Axiom multifunction display new fish finder. 0.3 mile per hour. Here we go. And I decided to switch out of the down vision to side vision. So again, this is 11 feet water depth, and as you can see, this is 9 feet. I set the range to auto for the side scanning. Actually, that's the default. I didn't change it. Anyway, so here we go. So this is the water column on 11 feet, 10 feet under my boat, and this is on the other side, 10 feet under my boat, and beyond that is what's next to my boat. We're going out to So this is 4.5 feet, 9 feet, and then 13.5 feet over here to the right, and 9 feet, 4.5 feet, 9 feet, and then 13.5 and beyond. So we can see a little bit of rocks, white dot. I think white dot is rock, and here you go. We see 3 fish and their shadows. Maybe not shadow, but just 3 fish underneath my boat. And there's a tree branch over here. Maybe it's fish. I'm not sure. At this point, I should really switch to 3D or traditional sonar to see what's this. And same thing over here. Some interesting stuff keep coming up. Side scanning. Oh, here we go. So I just changed this side scan, and you can see that. Anyway, so what I did was I just zoom in plus range, and decrease the range. So now instead of 5 feet, it's 2.5 feet for each mark, and 5 feet and 10 feet and so forth. So I actually increased, trying to see the detail of what's underneath my boat, because I saw that other thing. So let me scroll back. So instead of going to a different here we go. So instead of going to a different sonar view, traditional sonar, you can actually hit this plus range, or actually minus range, to decrease from 9 feet or 4.5 feet to 2.5 feet is what I did. That's how. See that? Let me freeze this. Let me rewind this a little bit. So all of a sudden by changing the range, decrease the range, scanning range, and I was able to see more detail of this tree branch. You can see here. You see, this is 9 feet, and then let's go. Oops, sorry about that. So this is 9 feet, and then 9 feet, and then as soon as I switch, you don't see that clearly. You see some tree branches right underneath the boat, but you don't. There we go. See that? So that tells you these are tree branches, but in between these branches are the little dots, the fish. So this clearly, this is a place where crappies and small bayfish are hanging around. So it's pretty cool. Let me play that a little bit, and then let me just stop. And as soon as it hit the 5, there we go. 5 feet. There we go. 7 feet. See that? 5 feet. So I basically just keep decreasing the range until I see the detail of this. So let me move this away, and you can see this is 2.5 feet per mark. 5 feet, 7.5 feet to the right, and same thing. So this is one tip for you hit this minus button to decrease the range of scanning, and then you'll see greater detail of what's underneath your boat. So that's a brush, tree brush. And my thing, I would think this is about 3 feet tall, this tree branch, because this is 2.5 or 5 feet tall rather, sorry. So it's the water depth is 8 feet. 8 feet, right? This is 7.5. This is 8 feet, and this is 5 feet. So this branch is about 5 feet, underneath the 8 feet deep water. So it's actually from column depths of 5 feet to 8 feet. So it's only 3 feet deep. This 3 feet tall. This branch, So let's continue scanning. So we go, and then I'm gonna increase my range Size scan range. Right now, I'm decreased the size scan range, to very, big, focusing what's underneath my boat. As you can see here, there's some, tree branches in the underneath my boat or a kayak. Let's see. Come on. Let's go faster. Here we go. Yeah, there's something over there. I should have increased the range. So that I can see what's going on there, because this is 9 feet, So just to tell you, I'm still new to this side scanning technology, or this fish finder, so kind of didn't know what I can do when I see something interesting. Like these, I think are all noise, the bubbles underneath the lake. So I didn't cause this. Oh, there we go. So hold on, let's rewind this. There's something interesting right underneath my boat just now. I think it's coming up. There we go. See that? Not sure what that is. That may be, this may be bait fish, bait ball. Maybe I should decrease the range, decrease the range from, 4.5 feet to, 2.5 feet, something like that, in order to see what's this. This is probably bait ball. Again, so okay, good. So I'm finally out of the bubbling stuff, and I'm back to the side scanning. As you can see now, I'm scanning out 20 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. So to my right there's this, to my left 10 feet there's also these things. So it's kind of interesting here. There's a fish shadow, fish or rock or tree branch. This is a tree branch or fish. Those are probably fish. My guess. Those are probably fish. These with shadows. Same thing with this. I'm not sure what this is, but it's something interesting in the side scanning. When you put the side scanner on and scan. Oh, this is interesting. What is this? A sunken treasure. It's the black something, black hole something, anchor. What is it? It's a good 3 feet big or wide, and looks like I don't know, maybe somebody's anchor. It's pretty big. Probably not an anchor. It's probably something, I don't know, pretty big. There's another something big. Either it's tree trunk or fish. This is a fish with a shadow, but I don't know what this is. These, it's red circle. Those are fish probably, So I should decrease the range, and I don't know what these are. I don't know what these. This is, could be rock, So I'm increasing my scanning range from 20, 30, 40. Now it's 40 feet, So I'm looking to here. You see something here interesting. Something here interesting, just not sure. Same thing over here. Same thing. This got to be a fish with a shadow over here, or a rock. Same thing over there. Fish, with shadow in the back. Same thing here. That's a fish with shadow. Fish shadow. So now I'm scanning 60 feet. I increase the range again. I hit the plus button while I'm on the lake. So basically what I'm doing here is I come home, and after I downloaded the recorded video, and I am adding my voice into the recording I recorded on the water, because there's not much time to, when you are on the water, not much time to be able to explain what's happening in the sonar screen. But once you get it home, so much easier to do everything, and outside is cold, so it's a perfect day to do this kind of footage or video for you guys, so you see what's down in the Burke Lake. Same thing here. Now these white stuff, I don't know what these white stuff, I mean, yeah, don't know what the white stuff. Maybe I have to ask, or maybe you have to ask Raymarine forum, or ask talk to them, pose a question on their forum or something, So anyway, so it looks like these are a lot of fish, just at the bottom of the lake, or rocks at the bottom of the lake, resting or whatever, It's hard to tell, you know. I mean, I think, 5 years from now, the technology is going to be much better, and the hopefully the technology will be able to zoom into these things and tell me exactly what they are, fish or rock, you know, because right now everything looks the same to me and to you probably, you know, I'm sure. Because if I can't tell what it is, you probably won't be able to tell what it is. You know, so just keep going. Anything interesting? Nothing. Okay, so we keep going to these whiter stuff, and we're not sure what it is, and this is probably rock or tree, you know. So I decided to add a waypoint because I don't know what this is. So so I add a waypoint by touching my finger at this point, and then that uh, menu just came up, so I just did save the waypoint. So here, it's an X, and next time I'll be able to come back to this place. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a bunch of fish here. Maybe it's rocks. Same thing with these. I don't know if these are fish or rocks. This got to be well, I don't know. Maybe a fish in the shadow of the fish or something. It does look like it, but who knows? Because the tail is bending to the right. So I'm decreasing my range again to 50 feet. I'm trying to see what's this, but still no clue. So, maybe I have to ask somebody. Anyway, so I don't know. I think this may be a tree trunk or a fish or whatever, because there's a shadow behind it, and that must be a muskie over here, So I'm not sure about these flashing white stuff, but it's very interesting to be able to see all this. And I'm not sure what this is. Maybe a rock, maybe a fish, and this is certainly a fish, a fish or rock or something, because that's the shadow of the rock, standing up tall. And this is a fish. This clearly is a fish because the shadow is over here. That's a big fish, muskie or something. I don't know. That may be a fish, with a shadow or a rock. Don't know. Have to go back there and do the 3D. And these are definitely fish, So very interesting here, and I decided to switch to 3D. And as my boat is coming about, and 3D is trying to orient itself, the bottom of the lake itself, picking up the signal, and trying to presented on the screen for you and for me. And the water depth is about 19 feet. The yellow colors means fish in the fourth level down, from the surface, and the in rainbow color, so yellow dots for fish at depths of third level in rainbow colors order. So water depth is about 18, 17 feet. So you can divide it by let me go back and show you that math again. So let me, I'm going to stop it. So these yellow dots, okay, here we go. So this is what I want to show you. So basically, if we're in about 17.8, rounded up to 18 feet of water, divided by 7 colors in the rainbow, and it equals to about 2.5 feet per color. So yellow means they are at 5 to 7.5 feet deep. So how do I get that? Basically, the red color is the top or the shallowest color, which is from the surface to 2.5 feet deep. And then the next color up is orange. So the orange is covering from water depth column from 2.5 feet to 5 feet. And the next color up is the yellow color. So these fish are depicted or indicated or colored in yellow. That means they are in the third level color. So they are at 5 to 7.5 feet deep. 5 to 7.5 feet deep. And if these guys can go for they eat artificial lure, then we can drop some silver body or some deep crankbait to get to them. But the fact they all huddle together, the fact that the water temperature is 41 degrees, it probably means, or you can do drop shot on them, but the chances are probably very slim because they're probably not in the feeding mode. They're just too cold to eat. And probably not hungry. That's why they're all bunched together doing nothing, Instead of, spreading them apart and trying to look for, food. So I'm just gonna keep going, and there we go. So this is something that's interesting. I don't know if it's a fish, it's a sunken treasure, it's a a fishing rod or what. Compared to these fish ball, this thing looks really big. I don't know if it's a tree trunk or submerged. Half of it is you can see. Half of it is in the water. Maybe a muskie. Who knows? Maybe a catfish. To go. Everybody is frozen under the water right now at Burke Lake. So I'm doing the 3D, looking down and also looking to the right 50 feet or 100 feet, 50 feet per mark. There's really nothing much going on, so I'm gonna stop the tape. Oh, here we go. So I try to, because I didn't see anything, so I try to decrease the range. Use my fingers, try to rotate this thing a little bit. There's really boring stuff. There's nothing here. So I'm just going to stop the tape and look for the next video. Thank you for watching. And this is Burke Lake using Raymarine to scan the bottom of the lake in January and February 2018.